No, I've never been a part of a game like that, but of course, two heavy hitters, that we gonna battle. We're not scared of them, they're not scared of us. We came in and know what we had, they came in and know what they had, and it turned up and went ways that we didn't want it to go, but I'm proud of this team. We fought with 5, maybe 6 healthy players, if that. Just know we're not scared, and we're at a place right now that I'm proud of, and I'm happy to where we are right now.
They did exactly what I thought they would do. I got some champions out there. Guys, you got a kid with a gimpy ankle. You got 2 starters, basically. Michaela got some minutes. She got cleared to get a few minutes. We're in a good spot. Angel is right. We're playing some pretty good basketball right now, and that's just the God's truth. They got a lot of depth. One kid basically hurt us today, and that was Fulwally. You look at the stats. How can you not leave here and go, God, I wish that the playoffs started next week? But we'll have everybody back. Everybody's good to go. So the NCAA, you don't need to call me and ask if Michaela Williams is good. You don't need to ask me if Angel Reese is good. You don't need to ask me about Poa. She's only in concussion protocol. We are playing our best basketball.
South Carolina ran off 6 straight points and led 73-66 with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to play when Malaysia Forwiley stole the ball in the backcourt from Flau'jae Johnson, and Johnson intentionally fouled Forwiley to prevent a breakaway basket. Tempers flared, words were exchanged, and then Camila Cardosa rushed towards Johnson near the scorer's table, busted through a referee, and shoved Johnson to the floor, and everything went crazy for a minute. The benches cleared and all bench players were ejected along with Cardosa for the remainder of the game. The Tigers played good basketball on Sunday, some of the best basketball we've seen from them all season. The big question facing Coach Kim Mulkey and LSU is, can the Tigers repeat and go all the way in the NCAA championship?
I said, let's start playing tomorrow. I love where we are. We're not going to see South Carolina again unless we meet up in the Final Four. So I feel like we'll get a good seed. We'll host the first and second rounds. And I feel great.
Despite facing physical setbacks throughout the tournament, including injuries, cramps, and a concussion, LSU displayed resilience and toughness. Led by Mulkey, LSU marked significant progress compared to the previous seasons. After winning 0 games in Mulkey's first season in the conference tournament, the Tigers won 1 of those games last year, and this year won 2 to reach the championship game.
Pretty darn tough. Resilient. They have each other's back. Didn't get rattled. Fought through some adversity with Poa's injury last night to even get to this point. And I'm sure everybody thought, oh, we're going to be tired. We're not going to be able to compete. They're going to blow us out. Well, I think you got a different answer today. That was a ball game out there today.
Anissa Morrow with the black eye led LSU with 19 points and 10 rebounds, showcasing her 19th double-double of the season. Angel Reese, with a swollen ankle, achieved her 12th straight double-double with 15 points and 13 rebounds. Haley Van Lith contributed 14 points, while Flau'jae Johnson finished with 13 points.
Me and Niece work hard every single day. I can't do my job without Anissa. So understanding, like, everybody always gives me the praise, but you got to give Anissa the praise at the things that she does too. She does a lot of great things that I don't do. So I just don't want to always get all the praise. Like, give Anissa her props. Like, give her flowers. She's one of the top guards, posts, whatever you want to call her in the country. Like, I don't want this to always be on me. I don't get the player of the year without Anissa. I don't get my rebounds without Anissa. I don't score without Anissa. So, coaches, yeah, y'all can give me my props. We both player of the year at this point. Period. I'm out.
The Tigers await Selection Sunday, where they expect to be a number 2 seed and host a first-round game in the PMAC.
It's your time to move things forward. U.S. Army Reserve.
With 2 losses now under their belt, the baseball team will be back in the diamond this Tuesday against North Dakota State. I'm here with Will Nickel, the assistant editor of Tiger Rag. Will, tell me what the heck is going on with this LSU offense and why it seems to sometimes struggle so much with scoring runs.
Yeah, they really struggled yesterday or Sunday. They had 1 run, but it was an unearned run. I think they finished with 5 hits. They really just had a rough time getting hits down. I think Jay Johnson, after the game, he was frustrated with a lot of the one-pitch at-bats. They were just swinging at the first pitch they saw, and I think he especially emphasized that this pitcher walked. Like, the pitcher they faced on Sunday walks a lot of batters, and so you get a free base, and then you just swing on the next at-bat, they just swing on the first pitch, and I think that was frustrating for him. It happened in the 9th inning. They got the leadoff batter got a free base, and then they had 2 straight, I think it was Milam and Travinsky had first pitch they saw grounded out. I don't know if it's they had a lot of players leaving this offseason, obviously, but I think they still have the talent there. I think they're probably just having a patience issue at the plate, maybe.
So what does this mean for LSU beginning SEC play this weekend against Mississippi State?
Well, SEC play is hard to put it lightly. Mississippi State's probably one of the weaker teams in the SEC. They're still a really good baseball team. I think Mississippi State is having similar offensive output to LSU this season. I think their offenses are on par. I think where LSU is going to separate itself is definitely its pitching staff. I think Gage Jump and Luke Holman in particular have been, fantastic this season. They haven't given up a single earned run between the two of them. So, I think they're going to be leaning on their pitching a lot more this season, and it might be something different than what you expect from LSU baseball. Usually fans, they see them just hitting the ball all around the park, but I think especially when they get to the SEC play, they're going to be winning games, low-scoring games, 4-0, stuff like that, like kind of how the Xavier series went. They're going to have to just because of how the offense has been performing so far, but the pitching staff has been fantastic, so I wouldn't be worried about that side of the ball.
Okay, and how do you expect Coach Jay Johnson to work on tuning this LSU offense whenever they play Tuesday and Wednesday against North Dakota State?
I think he really did harp on the one pitch at bats. I think he's probably gonna emphasize being more patient with their plate appearances. I think what they have good talented players. Tommy White is Tommy White. He's gonna hit 20 home runs this season probably, but he's off to a slow start. Hayden Travinsky's the same thing, he's off to a slower start. I think he's probably just going to be trying to get them to be the players that we know that they are, and be themselves more than having to teach them something new.
Yeah, so you think it's only up from here?
Yeah, pretty much. It's hard to go down from scoring no earned runs, so I think it is only up from here.
Okay, and I'm just going to move into LSU basketball. They finished up their season 9-9 in the SEC, beating Missouri in its last game 84-80. Not that great of a win for LSU, if I have to say. LSU plays again this Thursday in the SEC tournament against Mississippi State at noon. LSU is the number 8 seed. As you know, Mississippi State is the 9th. The winner of this game will face the number 1 seed, Tennessee, on Friday. That's kind of scary, I guess, if you're looking back at what happened with LSU and Missouri.
Yeah, I don't think you want to play Tennessee in the SEC tournament. That's not the team you want to get in the next matchup, rather if you win. So I mean, even if they get past Mississippi State, I don't think getting past Tennessee is something that will likely happen.
In comparison to last season, though, and last year, we're dealing with an entirely new team. Even comparing this team to the team we saw in the beginning of the season, completely almost new team. Coach Mac McMahon actually said that, 23 months ago, LSU didn't have a basketball program. There was no coaching staff in place. There were no players, no academics. There was no program 23 months ago. He really went on about, how it's a new team. And I agree with him watching last year to this year. So, now it's time to prepare for the SEC tournament. Do you agree that it's a new team?
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, there was no LSU basketball team not that long ago. I think just making it to 500 this year, you would have liked to see them finish above 500 just because of the position they were in going into the final stretch of the season. They seemed like they could finish above 500. But still, just finishing with an even record this season, I think is a pretty great achievement. And the fact that we're talking about them, potentially upsetting, maybe I guess not upsetting since they're a higher seed, but beating Mississippi State, and then can they beat Tennessee? I think, not that long ago, you're not having that conversation at all. You're just saying, well, how much are you think they're going to get beat by this weekend? So I think it's a great achievement for them to be where they're at right now.
What do you think LSU has to do to change the outcome against Mississippi State on Thursday? If you remember 3 weeks ago, the Bulldogs put them in their place, beating LSU by 20 points.
I think, you can't give up 87 points and expect to win a basketball game most nights. I think they're really going to have to improve defensively. You just can't. You can't give up that many points. And then they gave up 80 against Missouri as well, and they gave up 94 against Arkansas the week before. So I think they're definitely going to have to, on the defensive end, shore things up. And then the turnovers have been a bit of an issue all season. They're going to have to watch the turnovers for sure. Mississippi State's coming off 4 straight losses to enter the tournament, but those were losses against pretty good teams. They were against Kentucky, Auburn, Texas A&M, and South Carolina. So even though Mississippi State's coming in on a bit of a cold streak, they're still a really good team, and I don't expect them to just roll over for LSU. I think it's going to be a really I know they're the lower seed, but I think they're probably the favorite to win that game.
And regardless of what happens in the SEC tournament for LSU, do you think the Tigers are going to be in the NIT?
I think whether or not they're in, I think the bigger question is if they're an automatic bid, probably, because it's the top 2 teams that aren't going to the NCAA tournament are going to make the NIT. I think right now a lot of projections have 7 teams from the SEC in the tournament, around there. So LSU realistically has to be, 8 or 9 in the net rankings to get that automatic bid. I think it's something that they can definitely do. I don't know if they're going to leapfrog Ole Miss this week in the net rankings or not. But I think Ole Miss is the team that's directly above them. But I think if they leapfrog Ole Miss, they have a pretty good chance of securing that automatic bid.
Learning and reading through cuisine? Huh? Join the East Baton Rouge Parish Library for its One Book, One Community series in March and April. Come by your nearest library and get a copy of the 2024 selection, Tasting History by Max Miller, to explore the past and immerse yourself in culture through cuisine. To learn more, visit readonebook.org.
This past weekend, number 3 LSU continues to showcase why they deserve to be ranked number 1. LSU extended their undefeated streak to 22-0, maintaining a perfect 3-0 record in the SEC. Kentucky fell to 14-7 overall and 0-3 in conference standings. LSU with a powerful 6-run 6th inning, securing an impressive 8-3 victory over number 21 Kentucky at John Kropp Stadium this past Sunday, marking a series sweep to kick off SEC play. The Tigers continue their dominance in SEC opening series. LSU has now won 9 out of 12 in 6 of the last 7, but this is LSU's first SEC opening sweep since 2018. The offensive power of the Tigers was evident, recording double-figure hits for the 10th time this season, tallying 12 hits in this game and an impressive 35 hits over the weekend. Number 3, LSU is set to host a highly anticipated matchup against number 1 Texas at 11 a.m. tomorrow, March 12th at Tiger Park. If this unbeaten LSU team beats number 1 Texas, I think they'll be moved to number 1 in the next poll, and if they lose this game, I don't think it'll affect their ranking at all. Following this non-conference clash, LSU will return to SEC action with the home series opener against Ole Miss on March 16th, 17th, and 18th. The number 3 LSU gymnastics team showcased a phenomenal performance at the Podium Challenge, securing a program-high road score of 198.425. They dominated over number 14 Auburn, George Washington, and Texas women's, marking their second highest score of the season. All I can say to summarize the Podium Challenge is Haley freaking Bryant. Senior Haley Bryant stole the spotlight, earning all 5 titles and achieving a new school record with a 39.925 in the all-around, the second best in SEC history and the 4th best in NCAA history. Bryant's back-to-back perfect 10s on vaults and bars contributed to her 9th perfect score in her career, making her the 10th gymnast in the NCAA history to achieve this feat. Her 83 career titles, those make her the most decorated Tiger in school history in gymnastics. The Tigers dominated on vault, taking an early lead with a season high score of 49.675. Bryant's perfect score on bars added to the team's impressive 99.250 lead at the halfway point. The gymnasts continued their excellence on beam, scoring 49.5 and closed the night on floor with standout performances, securing the victory. This remarkable night set a new program NQS record of 198.125 for LSU, surpassing the 198 mark for the first time. The Tigers are set to host UNC for senior night on Friday, March 15th at 7:30 p.m. on the SEC Network Plus.
I think that most people that contact the 90-Day Lifeline are looking to be heard and to feel seen.
Anybody that calls here to talk about anything that has them upset, we will talk to them.
Even on our chat and text services, you will be actually chatting and texting with a real person.
We have enough resources to be able to help people in any type of situation.
We have helpline specialists that are trained to handle the variety of calls that we get.
It's a very laid-back thing. We're not judging anybody. We're just a listening ear that some people don't have.
All right, that's it for today's episode. The LSU men's golf team teed off this morning in Lafayette at the Louisiana Classic. They'll be starting with 36 holes today and finishing the tournament tomorrow with one final round of golf. Tomorrow they shotgun at 8 a.m. with the final round. That'll be streaming on ESPN+. Baseball will be playing tomorrow against North Dakota State in Alex Box Stadium at 6 p.m. And on the SEC Network Plus, the men's basketball team will be playing in the SEC tournament this Thursday, March 14th, against Mississippi State at 12 p.m. on the SEC Network. Softball has a big game against number 1 Texas at 11 a.m. tomorrow at Tiger Park. The gymnastics will have one final home meet Friday in the PMAC against unranked UNC at 7:30 p.m. on SEC Network Plus. Bunch of sports going on this week for you guys to watch. Stay tuned to TigerRag.com for more LSU sports updates, and I'll be back later this week.